Welcome to the channel, folks. Today we're diving headfirst into a topic that'll make your palms sweat. The top 10 most dangerous jobs on the planet. We're talking about the men and women who stare down risk every single day. The unsung heroes who put their lives on the line so the rest of the world can keep on spinning. These are the jobs that demand grit, guts, and a whole lot of courage. So buckle up, because things are about to get real.
We're starting off strong with logging, a profession that's been around for centuries. These guys and gals are out there wrestling with massive trees, using heavy machinery that would make your head spin. Think chainsaws the size of small cars and harvesters that could crush a tank. One wrong move, one slip up, and it's game over. We're talking about falling trees, limbs snapping off like twigs, and the ever-present danger of getting crushed. And don't even get me started on the terrain. These guys are working on steep slopes, muddy hillsides, and all kinds of crazy weather. Rain, snow, you name it, they're out there. They say trees are nature's skyscrapers, and when you see these guys felling a giant redwood, you know they're not kidding. The sheer power of these trees coming down is something else. It takes a special breed to do this kind of work, man. The mental fortitude, the focus, the sheer physical strength, these guys are the real deal. So next time you pick up a piece of wood, take a minute to appreciate the logger who risked his neck to get it to you.
Next up, we're casting our net into the world of fishing. Now, you might picture a relaxing day on the lake, but commercial fishing is a whole different beast. We're talking treacherous waters, massive nets, and equipment that can swallow a man whole. These guys are out there battling the elements, facing down storms and rogue waves that would make even the bravest sailor think twice. And let's not forget about the sleep deprivation. These guys are working around the clock, pulling in hauls, sorting fish and trying not to get swept overboard. It's a grueling schedule that takes its toll. Then there's the danger of the catch itself. We're talking about wrestling with sharks, giant tuna, and all sorts of creatures that can do some serious damage. And let's not forget about the human element. Fishing attracts some rough characters, and in the middle of the ocean, there's nowhere to run if things go south. It's a tough job, no doubt, but someone's got to do it. So next time you're enjoying a plate of fresh fish, give a nod to the fishermen who risked their lives to bring it to your table.
Hold on to your hats, folks, because now we're climbing into the cockpit and taking to the skies with aircraft pilots and flight engineers. You might think flying is as safe as houses, but when you're responsible for hundreds of lives at 30,000 feet, the pressure is on. We're talking about navigating through blinding storms, dealing with mechanical failures, and making split-second decisions that could mean the difference between life and death. And let's not forget about the mental game. Pilots need nerves of steel to handle the stress of takeoffs, landings, and everything in between. They're constantly monitoring instruments, communicating with air traffic control, and dealing with unexpected situations. It's a high-stakes game of chess up there, and these guys and gals are the grandmasters. So next time you feel that bump on a flight, remember the pilots who are working tirelessly to get you to your destination safe and sound.
Hold on tight, folks, because we're scaling the heights with roofers, the daredevils who spend their days walking on the edge, literally. These guys are up on rooftops, battling the elements, dealing with steep inclines, and one wrong step could send them tumbling to the ground below. We're talking scorching heat in the summer, icy winds in the winter, and all the while they're carrying heavy materials and wielding power tools. And it's not just the falls you gotta worry about. We're talking about nails through boots, power tool mishaps, and the ever-present danger of electrocution from overhead power lines. But these guys, they take it all in stride. They're like mountain goats, sure-footed and fearless. So next time you look up at a skyscraper or even your own house, spare a thought for the roofers who are putting their necks on the line to keep a roof over our heads. We're diving headfirst into the world of garbage collectors, the unsung heroes who keep our cities clean and our streets free of, well, garbage. You might think it's just about hauling trash, but this job is way more dangerous than you might think. We're talking about navigating heavy machinery through crowded streets, dealing with hazardous materials, and facing the constant risk of getting injured on the job. Think about it. Broken glass, needles, medical waste. These guys encounter it all, and they do it with a smile. And let's not forget about the physical toll. Lifting heavy bins, operating compactors, working long hours in all kinds of weather. It's a workout that would make even the fittest athlete sweat. But these guys, they're the backbone of our cities. They show up day after day, rain or shine, to keep our streets clean and our lives running smoothly. So next time you see a garbage truck, give those guys a wave. They deserve our respect. Hold on to your hard hats, folks, because we're going vertical with the ironworkers, the modern-day superheroes who build our skyscrapers and bridges. These guys are walking on steel beams hundreds of feet in the air, connecting massive structures with nothing but their bare hands and a few tools. We're talking about dizzying heights, heavy steel beams, and the constant risk of falls. One wrong step, one loose bolt, and it's a long way down. And it's not just the height. They're dealing with welding torches, cutting tools, and heavy machinery, all while balancing on narrow beams. These guys are the real-life Spider-Men, but their webs are made of steel and their city is always under construction. It takes a special kind of person to do this job, someone who's not afraid of heights, who thrives under pressure, and who has the focus of a Zen master. So next time you look up at a skyscraper, remember the ironworkers who risk their lives to build it piece by piece. Buckle up, folks, because we're hitting the open road with truck drivers, the kings and queens of the highway who keep our supply chains moving. You might think it's just about driving, but this job is a lot more demanding and dangerous than you might think. We're talking about long hours on the road, battling fatigue and dealing with all kinds of weather conditions. Rain, snow, fog. These guys drive through it all. And then there's the traffic. Sharing the road with reckless drivers, dealing with road rage incidents and navigating through congested cities. It's a recipe for disaster. And let's not forget about the physical toll. Sitting for hours on end, lifting heavy loads and dealing with the stress of deadlines, it takes a toll on the body and mind. But these guys, they're the lifeblood of our economy. They deliver the goods, keep the shelves stocked, and make sure our world keeps running. So next time you see a truck driver on the road, give them a wave or a honk. They deserve our gratitude. Hold your horses, folks, because we're heading down to the farm where farmers and ranchers work tirelessly to put food on our tables. You might picture rolling hills and picturesque barns, but this line of work is fraught with danger. We're talking about working with heavy machinery, dealing with unpredictable animals, and facing the unpredictable forces of nature. Think about it. Tractors rolling over, bulls charging, and let's not forget about the dangers of working with pesticides and other chemicals. And it's not just the physical dangers. Farmers face financial risks, unpredictable weather patterns, and the ever-present pressure to produce high yields. But these men and women, they're tough. They're resourceful, resilient, and they have a deep connection to the land that sustains us all. So next time you sit down to a meal, remember the farmers and ranchers who worked so hard to bring it to your plate.
Get ready for some heavy lifting, folks, because we're entering the world of construction workers, the backbone of our infrastructure, and the builders of our modern world. From skyscrapers to bridges to dams, these men and women brave hazardous conditions to create the structures we rely on every day. We're talking about working at heights, operating heavy machinery, and facing the constant risk of falls, electrocutions, and other life-threatening injuries. Think about it. Cranes swinging overhead, jackhammers pounding, and the ever-present danger of collapsing trenches. It's a high-risk environment that demands constant vigilance. And let's not forget about the physical demands. Construction work is back-breaking labor, often performed in extreme heat, cold, and other challenging weather conditions. But these men and women, they show up day after day, putting in the hard work to build our world, brick by brick, beam by beam. So next time you drive over a bridge or walk into a building, remember the construction workers who risked their lives to make it happen.
We're stepping into the line of fire with police officers, the brave men and women who put their lives on the line every day to keep our communities safe. From responding to dangerous calls to confronting criminals, police officers face unpredictable and potentially life-threatening situations on a daily basis. We're talking about facing down armed suspects, breaking up domestic disputes, and pursuing dangerous criminals, all while knowing that every interaction could escalate into a matter of life and death. And let's not forget about the emotional toll. Police officers witness the worst of humanity: violence, trauma, and tragedy, and they carry the weight of those experiences with them long after their shifts are over. But these men and women, they answer the call to serve, putting themselves in harm's way to protect and serve their communities. They run towards danger when others run away, and they do it with courage, compassion, and a commitment to upholding the law. So next time you see a police officer, take a moment to thank them for their service and for the sacrifices they make every day. So there you have it, folks, the top 10 most dangerous jobs in the world. These are the men and women who stare down danger every single day, the unsung heroes who keep our world running. Next time you see someone in one of these professions, take a moment to appreciate the risks they take and the sacrifices they make. These jobs might not be for everyone, but they're essential to our way of life, and we owe a debt of gratitude to the brave souls who answer the call. Stay safe out there. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Stay safe out there.